Hi, I'm Sheldon McDonald and I'm doing a video tutorial today on using my animation plugin, how to set up a model and do some simple animations. A lot of people are asking what kind of models that you can animate, and I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to load my drawing program and I'm going to show you a model that would work for this program. Um, so here you can see my Sonic character. He has detachable limbs. So if I was to grab his head can actually detach off the model. Your models will have to be set up like this. It's the only way I can do the animations with AGK's current state. Okay, so your model needs to have detachable limbs. Again, all of these should be detachable. Okay, so that's the example there of a model. Now we're going to go. Okay, so now I've basically taken this SWAT guy. I've detached all the limbs. I've exported them into DirectX files, and then I've converted them to object files. Now you can see I have a whole bunch of files. So now you have to make sure that your scale of these models are of the right size, because as of this point there's no way to really scale them once you've built them. So make sure that they're the relative size that you want to use in your project. You might even want to just do a test object just to see if it's the right size before you start building it. So I'm going to take basically wherever you have the SM3D application, find your way to its media folder and just delete everything in here and clear it every time you're starting a new model. You might even have to go into the documents folder and find the same media folder. I've got this one cleared out, and I've also got the executable folder cleared out. We'll leave that one alone. We'll just use the My Documents folder that it's created. But you can use either or. You don't have to delete everything, but it just makes it easier to find your parts. And when you've assembled it, just take it out of there and put it in a separate folder, and you can put it back in when you need to work on it. So what I'm going to do is copy all the object files, including the texture file. Okay, so I've put all those in there, and now we're going to go in. Oh, I actually forgot to mention not to delete your pivot point file here. The application uses this for using a base model for rotations and stuff and positioning. It's basically a limb that you cannot put an animation to, so it's basically your base object, so don't delete that one. The drawing program uses this one. So I'm going to go and load it up. Okay, so if you did it right, you should be able to hit load object and it should have all the parts in there. If you roll the mouse wheel down, there's a spot where it hangs right there a couple times. Just keep rolling it until it gets through. I need to look at that and see what's causing it. A simple model should start off, limb 1 should be its waist, and then work work from there. If you assemble all your characters the same way, you'll actually be able to copy the animation straight up for each character. So we're going to start off by building this one. We'll grab the waist. Okay, so we have a waist there. So we need to load the image. Okay, so that's what that looks like. So we got his waist. I'm going to move up a limb by pressing up on the keyboard, the up key. So we're going to limb 2 now. Limb 2 is going to be his chest. Oh, body. Okay. And we're going to set the image for that too. Okay. And we're going to say the limb parent of the chest is in fact limb 1. Okay. We'll go down a limb because I noticed the character's actually facing backwards. You want your character looking into the light, and then your direction will be proper when you're coding them. So what I'm going to do with limb 1, I'm going to change the Y rotation to 180 just so the character's facing the right way. Okay, so now we're dealing with the front of the character. Notice that it also took the limb above him. Everything connected to limb 1 is affected by limb 1's rotations and position. And anything connected, it's basically a parent-child relationship. So to this one here, this is limb 2. I'm gonna attach his head and stuff next. So limb 3, I'm gonna load his neck. Okay, and I'm gonna texture it. And I'm going to say its parent is in fact the body. So I'm going to change this to a 2. Okay, and I can't quite see it. What I'm going to do is click on the position, one of the positions, and just hit enter, and you can freestyle it on the keyboard with QWEASD to make adjustments. I'm basically going to adjust the Y height of it. You can see I'm moving it up there. Looks like I need to move it down just a little, maybe about there. Okay, so that limb is connected. Now we'll go to his head. We'll load his head object. Okay, we're gonna attach that to the neck. Okay, so that means if we move his neck, his head's gonna go with it. We'll change the image. Again, we just have to freestyle the keyboard there. We'll get the head attached where it should be. Okay. Now if we cycle through the limbs, if I grab limb 1 and I want to do a rotation, you can see it takes everything. Everything connected to it goes. That's how that works. Okay. Let's go up. Let's finish building this character. Okay, so we're on limb 5. We're going to give this guy a hat, since he had one, a helmet. And we're going to attach that to limb 4. We'll texture it, and we'll adjust it up. Oh, I'm adjusting rotation. Oops. Again, if you're freestyling the keyboard there, if you're just pressing the buttons, just make sure you've last selected that editing feature, and that's what the keyboard will be modifying. Okay, so we'll just. All right, not bad. Could probably bring it down. I think we got it there. Okay. So then we'll start doing his arms next. We'll go up a limb. So limb 6. I just want to make sure 5, yeah, 5's attached to 4. 6, we're going to load we'll do his right arm first. So we'll grab his right upper arm. So that's right upper arm there. Okay, we're going to attach that to the body. If you remember, the body is limb 2. Okay, so limb 2. So limb 6 should be attached to limb 2. Okay, let's texture this. So we need to readjust the height of this. Of course, we got to do that with all of these. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, and we'll just pull it out slightly, probably about there. Looks pretty good. We'll know when we go to animate it if it needs an adjustment, but it's good for now. Might even get one up right about there. Like I said, we'll know better in a few minutes. Well, not a few minutes, but once we start to animate it, we'll know if it's in the right position. We can make adjustments and take it from there. Okay, let's load limb 7. 7 should be his right lower arm, and it should be attached to limb 6, and we should texture it, and we're going to adjust it so it's hanging out. Okay, so we got it in there. Again, we'll know in a little bit if it's right. Now we'll grab his hand, can be limb 8, so his left hand. And we'll attach that to limb 7, and we'll readjust it. And we'll texture it. Okay. Not bad. We can make any further adjustments, again, like I said, once we get it basically assembled. We're going to go straight to limb 19 to attach his gun. The reason for this is you can set up all your characters like this, and then it's easy to swap weapons out through code, and then you don't have to change anything. You really just change that one limb. So limb 19, I'm just going to load his gun in. Okay, I'm going to texture it. And I'm going to attach that to, what limb was that? 7 or 8? Looks like 8. So we're going to attach limb 19 to 8. Okay, so he's got a gun in his hand. Perfect. Now we're going to go back down to limb 8, 9. 9 is going to be the start of his next arm. So we'll go right upper arm. No, we did right. Let's do left. Left upper arm. We'll texture it. And we'll attach it to limb 2, which is his body. And we can readjust the height of that. And make it pop out. A good way to get these even is you can go back and look at the last duplicate object, and it'll be just opposite value. So right now we got -8, 21, and 1. So we got 8, 21, and then we'll adjust that to 1. So now it's in the exact same spot on the other side. Now we'll go to the next limb. We'll load the lower left arm. Right there. We'll attach that to limb 9. We'll texture it. And we'll pop it out. Same thing, you can cycle through the limbs to see where that one was at. So that one's -12, 1, and 1. So this one should be 12, 1, and 1. Oh, one of those is a -1, isn't it? There it is. Yeah. Okay. Now for the last limb, for his hands, we'll load his left hand. And we'll attach that to limb 10. And we just have to adjust the X position. Oh, I think we're going the wrong way. Remember to set the parent limb before you start making adjustments, or you'll have to adjust it again. Okay, so we'll cycle through those. And his hand is -21 and 1. So -20 becomes 20, 1, and 1. Yeah, there's something weird there. I probably misread that. So I'll just go through that again. Oh, I probably had his gun. -21 and 1. No, that's on there fine. My guess is that I loaded the wrong hand. So you know what? We're going to go to this object. We're going to make sure we loaded the right one. I'm going to go load object. We'll delete that one. We'll go, this is his right hand. R hand, load. Yeah, see how his limb just disappeared? Because I loaded the wrong one. Now that it's set though, we can readjust it. We can pull it back into place. Looks like it's attached pretty good there. We'll probably move it down one. That looks pretty decent. Okay. So now our values are different. Now when I go to the other limb, it should be 13 and 1. -13, or just 13, 0, and -1. So this will be this will be 13, -1, and 1. Perfect. Okay. The only thing that's missing, oh, actually, I got one of those ones backwards. Probably that one. Or both of them. Okay, good. Textured, ready to go. Now we just set the image. Done. Okay, now we just got his legs left to do. Okay, continuing on. I just had to take a little pause there. We'll load our character in from where the video left off at. Okay, so now we're building the legs. We'll cycle through the limbs. Okay, so limb 12 is going to be the start of his right leg. So we'll look for his right upper leg, and we'll attach that to limb 1. Okay, we need to set the image, And we need to change the offset. So that's his right leg. Might be okay where it is. We'll find out again in a little bit. Okay, so now we'll grab limb 13, will be his right lower leg. And we'll set that image. And we'll attach that to limb 12. And we'll make those adjustments. So we'll move his leg down to about there. I think that's pretty good. Yeah. Any bigger and the gap grows, so it's probably good there. To the next limb, we'll load his right foot. Okay, and that should be attached to limb 13. And we should set the image. I'm going to move this ground object out of the way. Just going to go minus 200, get it out of there. Okay. So I'll just make the adjustments here. Not bad. I think we're good about there. Somewhere in there. Just want to see how far apart that is. So probably in there is pretty good. Okay, now we'll go to his next leg. We'll load his left upper leg. Left upper leg. Load. We'll texture it. And we'll set its parent to 1. And we'll adjust it. Okay, pretty decent. Right about there. Okay, like I said, I might be moving these down yet, but we'll find out in a few minutes. Okay, so now we'll grab the next limb. His his left lower leg. Left lower leg. Set the image. And we'll attach that to limb 15. Okay, I think it's right about there. We can cycle through and just make sure that that's correct. Okay, so that one is minus 24. If we go to that limb, it's minus 24. Perfect. Okay, now one more limb to load, and then this model is ready to animate. Okay, so limb 17, we're going to load his left foot. We'll attach that to limb 16. Adjust it. Set the image. If we look back at the other foot, we got minus 1, minus 23, and 3. So minus 1 is going to become 1, minus 23, and 3. So I believe that to be correct there. Okay. And now we can save our model, and I'll do another video of animating this. Thanks for watching. Make sure you save your model as well after assembling it, or you'll have lost all your hard work.